We are live, guys. For those watching on a replay, welcome back. We have our YouTube lives every week, Friday, 8:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, where I answer all the questions that, or as many as I can, questions that have been posted by the viewers. Okay. And these questions are taken in on a form that people fill when they email me. So they get a form that you fill, and that's the answers that those are the questions I'll be answering today. So if you're here, guys, just let me know in the comment section. I'll also just send a many chat message across. If you're here, let me know, guys. Live on YouTube right now. Let me see if there's a join me here. Okay, let me see if I have a link I can share. Yes, there is. Hi, Steve. How are you? Hi, Jasai. Nice to see you guys. Hey, I'm just sending this message to everyone. And yeah, okay, now everyone has. Okay, awesome. Okay, who else is here? Just let me know in the comments. Just say a big hello to me. We're going to be dealing with some more questions that's come our way. So we have 28 total questions. I obviously won't be able to answer all of them, but I will do my best to answer as many as I can. Hi, Leroy. How are you doing? I'm good. Just waiting for everyone to show up so we can start answering questions. Um, we have lives every single week, 8:30 p.m. Okay, Indian Standard Time to answer your questions. So today's questions are mostly in the category of um, healing negativity, situations, troubles, confidence, all of that. Okay, so okay, so let's start with what we have not covered so far. Oh, okay, so many of you guys are here. Nice to see you. Hi, Boogeyman. Hi, Vishnu. Hi, Nuno is a book. Hi, Cordelia. Hi, Christy. Hi, Princey. Hi, Puran. Hi, Tusharika. Hi, Ranjita. Hi, Simran. Hi, Karen. Nice to see you guys. Hi, Manju, Payal. Fantastic to see all of you. Shanas. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. By the way, just a little note, whoever is registered for the mindfulness webinar, it's a day after tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. It's going to be beautiful. I've been, earlier today, I was just doing a trial run of everything from the beginning with the music, with the everything, the science and the stories and everything. And at the end, I actually had one of our students send another voice note, and I had like tears, and I was just like so blessed to have the student base and all of these stories, and it was beautiful. So those of you who are going to attend on Sunday, you're going to have a treat. You're going to go through the most inspirational journey you would have ever been through, ever. Okay, and it's going to be amazing. So I look forward to seeing you guys at the webinar. Okay, awesome. So let's, now that we have enough people, let's go ahead and start with our questions. Okay, let's start on with our questions today. Okay, so there are 26 questions. Okay, so I'll take it from where we left off last time. So, um, okay, all right, I have no idea where I left off last time. Okay. Now, for anybody who is going through anxiety, breakups, divorce, financial issues, any form of trouble in your life, come for the mindfulness webinar, okay? kartikanaya.com/mindfulness. Register and come for the webinar. If you don't make it on Sunday, we'll be having another one next month also. And we'll be having one every month for everyone to have that option. So most of the answers will be mindfulness based. But let's see. Here's the next question. My family consulted a couple of astrologers and tarot readers. They said that because of Saturn retrograde and Pluto retrograde, last 6 months of mine were really bad. So bad that I could have lost my life also. The tarot reader told me that the girl did some kind of dark magic on me, and the intensity of the magic is so much that I can't let her go. She advised me about doing Ho'oponopono and learning pranic healing. I have never believed in astrology in my life, but suddenly everything became sensible. But yes, I have been practicing Ho'oponopono and definitely made things, but I still get anxious at times during the day. This girl came into my life during January this year while she was in a relationship with a boy. Okay, let's move on down. Can you please help me with some techniques which can help me in getting detached from her? I just want to get rid of my depression and anxiety. Okay, so, to the person who asked this question, people who are addicted to someone else, usually their ex. Recently, I happened to watch Eric Ho's video, and he was also like, "That's a number one thing people ask us about is how do I attract my ex back? Because they're so addicted to a relationship, to a person, to how they made you feel, to the possibility of the future with that person, to the potential of the person, to the dreams you had with that person." And that's okay, that's natural, that's normal. It's your brain has mirroring neurons. So when you are around a lot of people, it becomes a part of you, and I understand that. I understand, I've been there myself. But the best way to detach from somebody and heal your anxiety and depression is in couple of levels. The first level is to observe the way you feel. We call this pain body work in mindfulness. Observing the anxiety, not trying to get rid of it, not trying to get some magical thing, and externally someone does a pranic healing on you and now your anxiety is gone. It's not like that. Your anxiety is not created by something external to you, it's created by you, your mind, not you, your mind. The way that you are feeling, if you can witness it and embrace it, sit with it, breathe with it, allow it to intensify, it will intensify and leave through you. It might take you a couple of sessions to do this, but it will eventually leave. If you try to resist it and get rid of it, you will hold on to it. What you resist persists, right? You will get possessed by it. So being a watcher of those feelings, sitting with it, that's one part of the equation. Second part is give it time. Okay, don't expect, a lot of people. By the way, if you're somebody who's expecting instant results, like you start mindfulness on day one and day two you've become enlightened and all your problems are gone away, don't come for my webinar at all. Okay, the webinar is for people who are not looking to change others but are looking to walk a deeper spiritual path. Okay, so I'm looking for a very specific kind of people. Don't enter if you're just looking for instant, tomorrow morning all my problems are gone away kind of thing. That's not, our world is not for you. But if you are willing to give it time, which means be patient with your healing process, one thing you can do, and this is what one of our mindfulness students, Soumya, she did, is sit with the urge to want to contact that person. Sit with the feeling of anxiety coming up, sit with the feeling of depression, watch it, because it's not you. It's just an energy field. It's energy that is accumulated in you because of your thoughts, because of the ego is attached to the person. Watch it. As you watch it and live in the moment, every time your mind takes you into the past, we have a technique in my mindfulness courses. It's called tagging thoughts. This technique helps a lot to just tag a thought, call it past thought, and then come back to the present moment. Doing techniques like that, I don't know if there are techniques outside that can help you drop thoughts and come back. But if you're somebody who's interested in learning these things, get into the mindfulness programs, learn that technique. You have to build a level of presence to be able to do that. So if I just tell you right now, you won't be able to actually do it yourself. You need an implementation guidance program to learn how to do that. So does everybody. So if you can find a way to just observe your thoughts and drop it, okay, if you want to learn it, join the courses. If you can figure it out yourself, observe the thought, drop it, come back into the moment. Find other projects, okay? Your relationship is one teeny percent of your life. Don't make it your entire life. Relationships are 1% of your life. It's one little sprinkle on the cake of joy. It's not the entire cake. The issue is people, because of movies and music and conditioning and, all these things, we are conditioned, and hormones, we're conditioned to feel that a relationship is this big thing in life. No, it's one sprinkle on the cake. Happiness is the first thing. So learn, be mindful, read this book, Power of Now. Okay, I talk about it every time. Or the new earth, or stillness speaks, or anything that puts you in a state where you're observing the madness instead of being possessed by the madness will take you out of it, and you will get. So Soumya, this lady, she is a mindfulness student of ours. She started, it took her 2 days. What would have taken her 2 years, maybe 2 months, I don't know, to get over someone. It took her 2 days to get over that person because she had built this presence already inside of her through her practice. So living in the moment, being able to take your thoughts of the past or future and drop them, coming back into the moment, observing the anxiety, observing the depression, understanding that the one who's suffering is just your mind, it's not you. Understanding all of this, putting yourself in a path of mindfulness, which means you get out of the mind, which might be new to some of you, but you'll, if you're coming for the webinar, you'll learn how to do this. Doing that will put you in a state where you'll be fine. One day you will look back at this girl and you won't remember her name. You might have memories with her, you'd bless her, you want good things for her, but you'll feel at calm. This is the power of living this path. Okay, so that is the answer for you. If it made sense to any of you, just type MS. If it didn't, type NMS. Okay, MS or NMS. Okay. Okay, all right. Okay, let's look at the next question here. The next question is, I saw your YouTube live, which you responded to about changing your physical appearance, but I want to know how to do that. Changing your physical appearance, again, very important that you love yourself and love. It's like a, flower that is so beautiful. Everything is perfect as per nature because you've been created by the same force that created the bird and the tree and the flower looking at some other flower and saying, how can I be more beautiful? Just don't come from a place of incompletion, okay, because it's pointless. You can have as much of physical beauty, but if you feel like crap within, you will feel like crap even if you are the most gorgeous looking person on the planet. I lived my entire life thinking I was ugliest person. I don't believe that now, and I used to feel bad when other people would look at my face. I'd be like, don't do the don't look at me, but I know that I'm not ugly, but at the time I believed that to be true, and I tried all kinds of things to change myself, only to realize it's the most pointless thing. If you carry the seed of I'm not good enough, no matter what changes you make, you'll still feel I'm not good enough. So make sure you're not trying to change yourself from that perspective. However, if you still decided to change how you look, one thing, so I have not done this on myself on changing how I look, but I have. When I first came across law of attraction, I was very young. I was 14 years old. So at the time, I wanted to change my voice. So I used law of attraction to change my voice. And how I did it was, I just imagined that my voice, I was very interested in girls who, I mean, not interested in girls. I was interested in the voice of girls who had a deeper, darker voice, right? Like alto voice, especially for vocals, right? I love jazz vocals, blues. I love that kind of a vibe. So I just imagined myself singing in that voice, and my vocal cords developed, and now I have a alto singing voice. So I didn't really do many techniques. I just kind of affirmed it to myself and I imagined myself. So in my imagination, when I sang in that bluesy alto thing. And I don't remember doing it for long, but I just remember doing it. And my voice ended up becoming like this naturally. So this is something you can try. Now my movement is authenticity. I won't tell you something that I've not personally done, but this is how I did the whole voice thing. I didn't put in a lot of effort. I just had a very strong desire to have an alto voice, and I didn't fake it. I just visualized, and my vocal cords, your cells respond to your thoughts. So my vocal cords kind of emulated the sound that I was making in the imagination. So that is how you could probably try to do this as well. If that answer made sense to you, if you took some value from it, just type V for value or NV for no value at all. Totally wasted my time. I'm open to you hearing it. Okay. Um, imagine being a singer. Practice is important. Okay. Don't just imagine being a singer. I practice my ass off. Okay. Uh, I was the girl who came back from college and 6 hours. I was just nonstop practicing for years of my life. That's you need to build your skills. You need to have 10,000 hours of practice. But the voice aspect of it was through imagination. I awesome. Okay, cool. Let's go to our next question. Okay. Guys, don't ask me questions here. I'm just see there are people who have emailed me and who've put in their questions for them to be answered in these live sessions. So I need to honor them, right? Because they took out time to send me the like put it in the form. They're going through tough times. So I have to honor that and do the best for them, right? So if you have questions, we will do a session just for live questions, or you can just email me synchroshakti@gmail.com or contact at synchroshakticoaching.com, and you'll get a form. Just put your questions in the form and I'll answer it live. Okay. Uh, so we won't be doing live questions here because I have to honor the guys who fill the form. Okay, let's go to the next question. How to communicate with the universe? You're always communicating with the universe. You don't need a technique to do it. But when you still your mind, which is again a offshoot of mindfulness or any form of meditation where you can still your mind, when you still your mind and you put out an intention, it's a very clear channel of communication. But when your mind is noisy, you can't hear what is being communicated back. You can't put a very clear intention out there because your mind is very, it's like imagine a pond, and you have like these stones, pebbles that you're putting in the pond. You can't see what's on the other side because there are too many ripples. So stop the ripples, still yourself, and then put one question in. That's a very clear communication. Otherwise, you're always communicating. Your brain is like a transmitter of information as well as a receiver of information. So you're always communicating with the universe. But being able to still yourself, come to a place of quiet. In mindfulness, we call it the place of no mind, okay, where there is no thoughts, you're very still. Then you introduce a thought or a question. That's a very direct communication. And then it's easier for you to receive the answers because your mind is quiet to receive. If your mind is chaotic, which is for 99% of the world, it's chaotic, it's pretty hard to put any sort of clarity out there, right? So still yourself and then put out a thought in that stillness. Okay, how to manifest my goals and desires? Easiest way to manifest your goals and desires. I have a course called Law of Creation, in which we have a whole, like the first two modules of the course is based on this. Just write out what you want very clearly. What is my goal or goals? And then you're going to break it into point A and point B. So define what point B looks like. What does it look like and feel like to have achieved your goal? And then write out where you're at right now in relevance to your goal. And then draw a line between the two and plot out what is the first small thing I can do. Assuming I've done the first small thing, what is the next thing I can do? And then what is the next thing I can do? And then what is the next thing? So now you have an action plan. Then you go into magnetizing yourself. I have a whole step by step course. It's a very cheap course. It's like 4,999 rupees, which is nothing but like 65 or $70 or something, like very basic course. I can just send you a link to that. This has the whole step by step of how to, it's got everything. It's a law of attraction course. So it's got everything from two cup method to spiritual laws to stillness to everything you can possibly need for creation. It is there. So you can just go to synchroshaktiacademy.com slash it's called Law of Creation. I'll just give you the link. This course has it, but you don't need to get the course. You can just do what I'm telling you right now. Plot out the whole point by point, and then for each milestone that you've written down, break it into action plans, and then write out reasons why I believe it's possible, reasons why I believe I deserve it. Then go into the process of actually doing the action plans, and your goals will come. It's goal achievement is super easy to do if you know how to break it into smaller steps and magnetize your energy. So your thoughts, emotions, everything is in alignment with what you want, and you're healing yourself of all the negativity. That's it. That's all goal achievement is. Okay, so you can do that. uh, all the questions you're asking about how to visualize, all that is in that course. You can always look into it if you choose to. Okay, otherwise just take what telling you now and do it. Okay. um, Soundarya says, after watching your old videos, I started Ho'oponopono for 18 days. Now, really, I feel positive. Thank you so much. Great, fantastic. We have a module on Ho'oponopono in that course as well for those who are interested. Okay. So, do you understand? Plot out where point B is, what it looks like, feels like to achieve it. Plot out where you're at right now. Then write the small milestones you have to hit. So, what is the next action plan? What's the next thing I need to do? Next thing I need to do. So now you have a milestones. Then break it into daily action plans, hourly goals, right? Hit your goals every day. Have accountability partners. We have all that in the course, right? Get an accountability partner. Uh, get involve people in your goal orientation process. Is super easy to do it. So just do it this way. Have daily goals, hourly goals. Have goal cards. Read your cards, right? Goal cards are where you've written your goal in present tense and visualize yourself achieving it, feel the emotions of achieving it. All that is how you achieve your goals. Okay. If it made sense, just type BIO in the comments for bring it on. If it didn't make sense, type N, just type N. Okay. Inspired actions. Inspired actions is doing stuff that you like. For example, my webinar on Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, is supposed to be 90 minutes. I can't in my heart bring it just to 90 minutes because there is so much of joy that goes into this process, so much of love for what I do, and this whole journey that our students are walking in their results and their stories. It's tear jerking, and there's no way in hell that my heart feels like keeping it in 90 minutes. I'll try my best, but it's most likely to go to about 100 or 110. So initially, I was like, oh my God, how do I get people to stay till 110 minutes? It doesn't feel inspired. It feels like someone's choking me. But then I realized, hey, if people can't sit for 110 minutes or something, if they're true seekers, then I'm not inspired to bring them into the webinar. I want people who are the right people, who are meant for this knowledge, who are meant to change their lives through this. They are the seekers. Seekers will stay because the joy of the information, the knowledge, the practical aspect of it is what causes their heart to expand. And those are the guys I want. And so when I decided, I took action and I said, you know what? I'm going to keep the webinar just as it is. I'm not going to rattle my brains and trying to make it perfectly to 90 minutes. No, I let my heart flow. This is an inspired action. Everyone else will tell you to do, oh no, no one's going to stay for 100 minutes. Who will stay for 90 minutes? The people who say that, even though they're well meaning, they're not the audience that I want. So the inspired action is action that comes from your heart, from flow, from a feeling of expansion. When you think of that, when you feel like doing it, your entire cells are rejoicing. You're like, yes, this is in alignment to what I want. But when you take action because you're forcing it, because you're coming from fear, resistance, judgment, you're like, oh my God, if I don't take this action, then my life is going to go nowhere. That is not inspired action. That is ego action. Okay. I hope I answered your question. Um, right. Okay. Exactly. 90 minutes for something that comes from your heart is just not, we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping to hit 90 minutes, but yeah, but something that is like I can make it come from my ego and keep it like that, or I can make it come from my heart. And from my heart, it's inspired. So that's inspired action. Okay, let's take one last question. Okay, I'm going to scroll all the way down to the end. Okay. Mm, whose question do I take? Oh my god. Um. uh, okay. Okay, oh, fantastic question. This question is, why is it that I hate a person for any or no reasons done by them, and after a few hours or maybe days, I love the same person for any or no action done by them? It's an endless cycle of love and hate. A fantastic question. These are the questions that I'm inspired to answer. Okay, not how to attract my ex back. That I'm not inspired to answer. Okay, so why is it that you feel love for someone and then the next couple of days you feel hate for them and then the next couple of minutes you feel love for them? One word, it's called ego. The ego is like a coin. Okay, on one side it loves someone. Okay, most love relationships are ego relationships. You love someone for one, because or without some reason. You love someone because your ego gets this chemical hit, your mind gets this hit. You're like, wow, this is why everyone starts off with this love relationship feeling so in love with the person. Everything they do is just so fantastic and wow. And then, but then the same things that used to make you feel wow now starts irritating you, because the ego can never be satisfied. It always needs something to be happy about and something to be sad about. The ego is always dissatisfied, always got some. You can attract whatever you want, but it will find something to be pissed off about. Okay? When you live from your heart, true love, true happiness cannot be corrupted. You cannot love someone 1 minute and then hate. How can Eckhart says this in the book Power of Now? How can true love turn to hate? Really? Like how can my laptop suddenly turn into a flower? Cannot. Okay. Because what is true in its essence cannot be, it cannot go into something else. If you're going into a love hate cycle, it's because it's coming from ego, not from true love. True love has no conditions. It's like when you see a bird, right? And you see it purely as this magnificent creature, you find so much love and joy in witnessing it. It's coming from your heart. But if you involve your ego in it, then your ego will find some reason to be upset about that. It's like the people who want a puppy to come to them and they love the puppy, but when the puppy doesn't come to them, they hate the puppy and they're like, everyone hates me. Go die, puppy. I don't want you anymore. It's ego. Ego can never be satisfied. So, a huge population of our world, pretty much everyone is living in ego. And they can't take knowledge where you're stepping out of the ego and coming into the heart, because the ego doesn't want to be, it wants to be powerful. So, the reason why you love someone and then hate them the next moment is because you've never actually experienced real love. Real love has very little conditions. It's something that very few people in the world have actually touched. So, to answer your question, it's because you're living in the mind. The mind will always have a high. It's like a drug. Anyone who's ever gotten high because of any form of drug, whether it's porn induced orgasms, whether it is cocaine, alcohol, anything, anybody who's ever hit a high knows that you come crashing back down. There's never a maintained high because it's a mind. It always needs something to be happy about, something to be sad about. And so, as long as you live in the realm of the mind, okay, with mindfulness, you step out of that and into pure consciousness, love. As long as you're in the mind, you'll always be in one constant up and down, lifestyle. So that's why. Okay. Okay, so that's basically it, guys. I will answer one of your questions here and then we will wrap it up. Um, if you're using affirmations for 21 days, will it last forever? 21 days. Uh, So, if you are using affirmations and it's become a part of your subconscious programming and you're seeing the results of it, and when you think about it, it's natural to you, it will last you as long as you maintain that. And you don't have to maintain it like by repeating it again and again. It means that, let's say, like for example, I had a belief system that no matter what I eat, I will always be thin. And so I always had that result. No matter what I eat, I will always be thin, until someone put the idea in my head that once you hit 25, because at the time I was unenlightened and I thought that your genetics affects your body. I was literally that stupid. I actually thought that if your parents had a certain genetic condition, then you being that child also you will also have that genetic condition. I didn't know that. I didn't know epigenetics. I didn't know anything. totally like stupid at the time. So I thought, okay, when I hit 25, I'm going to become really, large, and I'm going to be like a sumo wrestler. And the day I hit 25, I started packing like all this flab on my stomach and arms and like my chin. And I started packing all that became and the ladies in my yoga class would say, as you grow older, you'll get more, you'll have more aches and pains, and you'll have. And I started like, I thought that's true, because that's, what, like, I had a doctor who told me, oh, your dad has a heart condition, so you'll also have a heart condition, not now but later, because that's what people believe, that genes somehow means that if your parents had something, that means you're going to. A huge population still believes this. So I started believing it also, and then I started putting on weight and everything that I would. And then I decided, hey, guess what? That's not my belief system. I changed it, and then I started coming back down to normal. This is totally up to how. So if someone presents you with a belief system, don't chew that up. Stick to yours, and that's how it will last you for the rest of your life. Okay. Awesome. So we'll wrap it up at that, guys. I look 20. Yes, I am 29 running. Um, awesome, guys. So I love you all. I look forward to seeing you, some of you in the webinar. Those of you who have not registered for the webinar but plan to register, don't register now, or you can still register. But what's going to happen is that the room will be filled. We've crossed our threshold of the number of people who can register. You can still register now, but you can come for the second one that we'll be doing. It'll be the same mindfulness webinar, but it'll be the next one. So every month or every few weeks, we'll be doing one, so that everyone has the opportunity to experience that. And it's going to be an experience. Okay. We've got like conscious music. We've got a lot of people's stories that are just tear jerkers. Like, it's just going to be beautiful. So I call it an experience, not a webinar. I call it an experience where you learn how to do stuff as well as the inspiration. And to me, I think anytime I have been, someone has shown me possibility, I have achieved it because I saw possibility in it. So I want this to be an opportunity, a possibility for you guys to start achieving things as well. Now, if you want to register for it and you come for the Sunday one and you can't enter, you can still watch it on Facebook. It'll be streamed, but I would suggest you come and be an interactive part of it. So you can always come next month also. So I'll give you a link to register. It's a 90-minute webinar. Also, if anybody here is a Synchro Shakti Academy student from Bangalore city, tomorrow we are having a small little gathering in some place which I'll tell you. Just send me a message, email me or send me a message latest by tonight or tomorrow morning. Bangalore students, okay, Synchro Shakti Academy students, we will be having a small little get together in the evening tomorrow, just to hang out, pre webinar get together. And I want to see you guys also. If you're a student, okay, just send me an email, and I will tell you where we're meeting up tomorrow. So kartikanaya.com/mindfulness, that is the webinar registration stuff. So it's just really the guys who want to walk a deeper path. Don't come if you're trying to attract your ex back or change your prayer. Don't come for me when trying to do that stuff, because we're not going to touch all that there. Okay, awesome. So if any of you are in Bangalore, Synchro Shakti Academy students, please just message me, and we'll meet up tomorrow. Okay. I love you all. I hope that some of our answers today helped you, especially the observation aspect of it. And I will see you guys for the webinar as well. Okay. I love you, and you can kiss your anxiety goodbye and your depression goodbye once you get a hang of this stuff. Okay. See you soon. Bye.